Well, hello folks, and welcome to another video. So this is the second in the series of games that I play. So this time we're going to look at Farming Simulator 17. So on this one there's a few different things, like changes to what you can do in the game. Again, we have career, multiplayer, tutorials that all speak for themselves. But the mods, now I'm not going to go too heavily into the mods because it's quite in depth. But in a nutshell, the mods are modifications to the game that are not necessarily done by the game producers, manufacturers, which is Giant Software. They are done by just normal people, and they make mods to equipment, to add-ons. You can have different farms, different vehicles, all sorts of bits and pieces that you can download and add to the game. Each time you download a mod, it will fill a slot up, and you are allocated a certain amount of slots. But there's all sorts of mods, different trailers, different tractors, different vehicles. You can change weather conditions, all sorts of mods that you can add, which does really add something to the game. But basically everything else is very much the same. So multiplayer again is exactly the same, where you would have somebody join your farm, providing they had the same game, and you can work together. I haven't done much of that actually, because what I find is when you do the multiplayer, unless somebody takes it seriously, you can spend quite some time playing a game, but they would mess up your farm, and then in order not to save that sort of changes, you would not save the game, so you've in effect wasted however long you've played the game. So I've never really done multiplayer on this game, so it's mainly career. So what we're going to do, guys, let's jump into the career on Farming Simulator 17, and we can see the difference. So the layout is pretty much the same as the previous game on Farming Simulator 15. So this one is called Gold Crest Valley. So we just jump into it. Now these are the mods that you can add on to the game. Different tractors, different bits and pieces, and if it's got a tick by it, that means that I've put it into the game. Now, although a lot of the mods are free, then you don't actually automatically get them. You still have to buy them from the garage in the game, as it were. But there's all sorts of mods, different things that you can add. Now this bottom one here is actually quite an interesting mod. It is a cheat, and it's a money cheat. So in effect, for every one of those little mods, I think I've still got some in the game actually, which we can take a look at, but for every one of those mods that you buy, on an hourly basis, it just credits you with money, and I think it's 10,000 credits per hour. It might be 1,000 credits, but I believe it's 10,000 credits. As I said, I haven't played this one for a while because we've been on Simulator 19, but these are basically just all the mods that you can add. See these two things here, you can add different ground responses. It's just, there are loads of mods, and they're always updated. Some of them are paid. If you buy them or have them from the manufacturer, Giant Software, they would be paid for, or you can pay for them, but most of these are free. Anyway guys, so in order to add the mod to the game, you would tick it and then just press the X to jump into the game. As I say, less talking, more farming. So we are in the game. So here's some of my vehicles. So first of all, we're going to take a run over to here. So this basically is the farm yard. Now that's something that I've added there. That's a grain silo, and there's a couple of grain silos and some fertilizer solos. So don't look at the green light. So these are one of the mods that I was on about, guys. So basically each one of these pods will produce funds, so the more you have, the more money you get. Rather bright light there. So yes, it is a cheat without a date. Now this one is a mod. This is basically a workshop that you can add. Nope. Is it that one or this one? No, this one. It's a workshop that you can add, so you can customize your tractors and machinery. Doing that, but first thing I'm going to do is jump into the menu. Don't look at that for a minute. I just want to jump through. I want to change the timing of the game. So that's right, the game's running at real time. Don't worry about that, guys, at the minute. Right, so I just wanted to check, because we're quite late in the day, it might get dark before I finish the waffle. So there's some vehicles that we got. So this one, for instance, is Big Beast here. Now that's a mod. That's bought in as a mod. They are based on real vehicles, but again, so as the same as the other game, guys, you start off with basic machinery. So you'd have, I think that's these two red tractors are the ones you start off with, and then you start off with a basic cultivator there. I think you get a plough, and you get a harvester, combine harvester, and you get one seed planter, which is this one here. So all the rest of the things I've actually bought myself. So let's just take a run over here. So these are the things that I've bought. That I think that comes with the game, that one. It's the first start off. Again, these are things that I've bought. Right, so, and this is the farmhouse. You see it's slightly different. Graphically it's much better than the other one. So this car here that looks remarkably like a Ford Mustang is a mod. Pickups come with the you can buy the pickups, but again you can tune them up. So this is my house, and as in the other game we have chickens. So guess what we're going to do, guys? If you haven't already guessed, we're going to have a look at my cock. Now, here he is, and what a magnificent fellow this one is. But it's basically the same process before, guys. So you just find your eggs and walk over them and add them to your backpack on the back. Now, one of the other things with this game they added to it is dotted around the map are golden nuggets, and you can collect all of these golden nuggets for large sums of money. They're quite difficult to find, and if you do play the game, I would suggest you go on Tinternet and find out where they're placed, because that's what I did. Yeah, I know, it's a cheat. So again, unfortunately we can't actually get into the house. Now some of these things, when you go up to it, guys, you can see a hand picker. You can actually pick things up. See, so I've picked that up. So certain things you can pick up. See, with that one the object's too heavy. Not all items, but a lot of items you can actually pick up. So there you go again, that's one of the mods that I've added. That's actually a fuel tank for the farm. So these are only really quick looks over the game. What I'll do is once I've showed you all three games, we'll actually perhaps spend a bit of time actually playing one of the games in more depth. So what we're going to do is I'll show you a bit of harvesting. So this field is part harvested. So what we'll do is we'll jump into this Euro combine harvester. There you go. Right, so now in this game you have to actually start the engines. So to start the engine, it's a so if I wanted to actually drive this myself, so the first thing you do is, so I'm using the left top L1. So the first thing I'm going to do is want to turn on the harvester. Now if I was to enable the straw swathe, that would basically put a row of straw out the back, which we don't want to do that. So then all I do is I drive forward, and as you can see guys, I'm harvesting the field. So if you look in the combine harvester at that, say so, and in this one we can actually look all the way, and that's good that, and it's got like an owl. You can see the stuff going around, it's quite good. I go all the way around that. Turn your head a full 360 degrees and you can look up and down and that sort of thing, which is quite good. So that's the look at the combine. Now again, if we just press the circle, we can hire a worker. We'll just watch him for a moment guys. So there you go, that's how a combine does the fields. And then once that hopper on the combine harvester is full up, we will have to empty that with a tractor and a trailer or a lorry. And you can see I've got a lorry over there. What I'll do now guys, I'm just going to jump around the farm and see if we can find something to have a look at while that's doing its business. So just bear with me guys. So guys, here we are. Now we're at the pig enclosure. So this was a new thing added for Farming Simulator 17, I think. He says. So we're at the pig enclosures. So basically what you have to do is feed the pigs. You have to provide them with fresh water, which is round here. You have to fill this trough up. And this here is one of the modifications that you can actually add to the game, and that is basically a mix of pig food, whereas normally you would have to add your own pig food, corn, wheat, barley, potatoes and such like. But with that, although it's a more costly way of doing it in the long run, but it's already done for you. So this is one of my vehicles here. And these are where I would be growing various vegetables, but I've let that lapse, so they're empty. So this is the pig enclosure, and there's the potatoes which I can use, and there's a couple of vehicles. Now what this one does, you would put a straw bale into there. Park it here first, but then put a straw bale in, and that launches straw into there as bedding. So you have to keep the pigs in with bedding and food. Now with the pigs, you can buy pigs, and once you get a pig, strangely enough, it produces. Don't quite know how that works because you need two. But anyway, that's how it works. So in order to buy a pig, you would stand here, open up the animal dialogue, which is left 3, and there's an animal dialogue, so you can see you can buy and sell pigs there. They are 3,000 credits a piece, but you also have to pay for delivery. As you see, I've got 1,171 pigs. One of them's called Philly, by the way. I might tell you about that one day. But let me just jump into the pig menu, or the animal menu, and you can just take a look at what the pigs are up to. So if you bear with me guys. So folks, here we are, we're now at the animal menu, so we're just going to be concentrating on the middle bit for the moment. So, as you see, I own 1100 pigs. Productivity, so that means how many times or how quickly they're producing little pigs. So, now I don't know why, I think it's because the game's not running or hasn't caught up. But in effect, everything the bottom part of the graph that's all got to be in the green, and that means that everything's working as it should be. So that will update after a while, so it's not updated at the minute, but it takes, I think it takes a few for the game to cycle through for updates. So as you can see, the cleanliness, 100% water, blah 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 blah. If you take a look on the right hand side where the cows are, see, so the cows have got no grass and and their cleanliness is 0%, so their productivity would be down on that. So that's the animal menu there, but as I said, we're concerned with the pigs on that one. So what we have to do, one of the things we have to do if I do a demonstration, is we'll leap into this your tractor. So as I said, you've got to keep things clean. So what we're going to do is, pigs are quite messy. This is actually food, corn. So what we do is that although it's food, it's classed as messy. So we're going to pick it up, and then we just dump it back into there. So now they are going to be super clean. Put my lights on by mistake, it's the engine I wanted to stop. So there you go guys. Now what we could be doing is we'll park that trailer. If we park that trailer, and actually I can probably demonstrate it. Let me give you a quick demo. So you want to dump the weight on the back of the tractor, and then we need to pick up that trailer there. So what we do, if we press the triangle button, you can see the things changing on the bottom left, bottom right even. So we want that where it's highlighted in white, that is the weight. So we want to drop that, so I'm going to reverse, detach it, hook up the trailer. As soon as you get close to it, you should pick it up. Now this is where, see my reversing skills as a caravanner. I'm going to reverse that perfectly under there. No, not really perfectly under there. And as soon as it gets under there, it'll ask me to refill. So what you want to do is left 3. Now that's going to fill up. Now you see my money is going to go down, so much that's costing, but in the long run it's the better solution. I think it works out more expensive, but in order to do it yourself, you have to buy the seeds, harvest all the crops, and then do this. So this is just a bit of a simple, quicker option. Now where's the trailer going to unload? Look, see, so the trailer is, when you look at the trailer is unloading from the back. You see that on the top left. So I'll show you my skills of reversing. So we're going to feed the piggies. And this might not work guys, because they might have enough feed. So if you reverse over, you should get the option to start unloading. There we go. So press the triangle, and that's going to dump all that in there. A bit eager there with me moving off, so I'm just going to park this up. So guys, we're now at the cattle enclosure. And as you can see, why it was complaining that they were dirty is because of all this. So this has to be picked up and dumped into this trough along here. So I'll just give you a quick demo of that. So we're trying to be quick because we don't want to spend too much time. So let's jump into what we got. So we try the telehandler? No. So let's jump into what this one. Oh, we'll jump into this big old beast. So the general idea is you pick this up until the bucket's full. Which is quite a lot. So the bucket's full. And first round. Running into anything. We'll dump it on this cow's head. Not really. So you just dump that in there. I'm actually really ran into that. So all the controls I'm actually doing, the controls are all done by the obviously on the controller, the control pad, up and down. So that's also, in order to do that move, guys, just quickly, so I'm pressing left 1, which gives me that on the top there, you see on the top left, and then pull back on the right stick, and that does that, and then left and right on the right stick does that. Obviously different machines with more controls, you'd have to use the left stick as well as the right one, but that is basically, and then forward and back, which is right 2 and left 2 is just forward and back, and then steering is just the left stick like that. So that's a quick demo there. So can I do one more demo on this one? So here is the silage. This is what we feed the cattle with, the silage, straw and hay. And we need this machine here, which is a mixed ration. So what I'm going to do is I am going to endeavour to just give you a quick demo of this. We need to park this as close as we can. That'll do. Right, so what we got to do is we got to put some silage and a bale of hay and a bale of straw. So it's one each of hay and straw. So let's dive over here to the telehandler. So we need the telehandler. So the first thing we do is we go around here. I hope I got some. So this is straw. So we have one each of these. That's it, we've got some over there. So that's the hay. This is straw and the green ones are the hay. I think that's right. Right, so what we've got to do is, so again, it's left 1, pull back on the right stick, it goes up, over to that, up a bit more. Now we've got to dump that into there, so left stick again, forward a bit, whoop, overshoot. Tip it in there, see now it drops into there, right, so that's that one. I'll just demonstrate something else in a minute, guys. So that's, we've got to get that pretty level, that bale fork. Go into there, spike it, pick it up, right, so I'm going to do now, I'm just going to just show you what I'm up to. Leap out of my tractor, right, leap into this tractor, right, so, as you can see in the top left, so, we've got to get all of them in the green for the mixed rations, so as I put other things in it will change, so let me demonstrate. Where did I leave my tractor? My telehandling, right, so what I'm going to do now is, stick that in there. So, there you go guys, I'll quickly jump out. Health and safety, don't walk under the forks or anything like that. So as you can see now guys, the bottom's gone green, no, the bottom's gone red and the top's gone green, but, so that's one each of the bales. So what we've got to do now is, got to get out of the right, if I get out of the machine, that's bestest. I'll park this over here. Now I can do one of two things now. I can pick up the silage. I will get it right in a minute. That's what I want to do. Sorry about that guy jumping in and out. Right, so I can either pick up this bucket and pick up the loose silage, which will be boring, or I can pick up this, which is less boring, and grab some of their round bales. So basically them round bales are just silage. What you do is basically you fill this thing with grass. When it's full up you put that white cover on the top, leave it, and it turns it into silage. Or you can bale the grass up into these round bales, wrap it in this stuff here, and it does exactly the same job. So as you see, I'm going to open up the hands, and then I'm going to grab that lot without knocking it off. Okay then, pretend you didn't see that. Oh, well I've actually got, I don't know quite how I managed to get two, but I think we do actually, we do need two actually, I don't quite know how that's, oh well, we do need two anyway, but basically we just drop these in there. We're going to get that one I've knocked on the floor. So I said guys, I think it's one of those games that is probably not the most exciting games to watch, as opposed to things like Call of Duty and Black Ops and Battlefield, but it's quite an immersive game, because it's just plod on like this, so you know it's certainly well, I find it quite a chilling out game, you know, because you can do this and then when you're sort of fed up with it, just save the game, leave it, and it will be exactly the same as when you where you left it, sort of thing. There's not any competition with anybody to get prestige or points or anything like that. Right, so now we're jumping to the tractor again. So as you can see now guys, they are all in the green. So what we've got to do now is, that's your mixed rations, so we need to dump that into the trough. So we press right one, get up that menu, and we want to unload. First of all we've got to start the engine, then we unload. If you see now guys, you see it, it's actually dumping it. You can see it there? Yeah, see there, it's dumping it in. So there you go guys, that's I'll turn this tractor off, save me diesel. So that was mostly feeding the cattle. Now the other thing you have to do with the cattle is that the same as with the pigs, is water. So you have to water a trough which is around the front, and you also have to put grass into here, and you also have to put your straw in there as bedding, but that is basically feeding the animals, and they produce manure and they produce slurry, which you can chuck on your fields. I don't want to get in there, that's all the slurry, which you can use as fertilizer. So again, that's one of my vehicles there. I won't jump into that. That's a plough there. So these are just vehicles that I just randomly park around. So that's some straw, no, that's some hay waiting to go over, to be put over here when that lot's gone. And there's some more there waiting to be used. So let me just jump into another machine. Now let's leg it over here. So we're getting a Jeep really. So this field over there is mine. I bought quite a lot of fields. So this field here is mine, and it's all grass. Basically I've baled up some grass. There, that could be straw, could be hay, but I've baled it up, and that's the next lot of food ready, guys. And there's some more machines over there of mine that I've parked. I've got machines dotted around all over the place on this farm, guys. That's the trouble when you earn all that money. You could just keep going buying machines all the time. That's some more machines there. Right guys, where can we jump into next? If just bear with me a minute, guys. So folks, we're back at the actual farmhouse, and if you remember, that was the one we started when we first started this little demo. So I'm going to just jump into this your lorry. Keep pressing the wrong button, turn the lights on. Fool. Right, so what I'm going to do is drive over to here, and we're going to empty this so we can carry on his merry way. So you just park somewhere near handy like that. And you'll automatically start overloading. Then when he's empty, the combine will go off, and I have to get out of his way because he'll just run straight into me. But these are the first fields, this one, and there's two over there that you own when you first start the game. Now that little road up there, you can see that little dirt track. If you actually drive up there, that takes you to the pig pen quickly, so you've got to do a bit of off-roading to go up there. So that's a full load, so I'm now going to just drive over to the silos, which are over here. Shot there. Now that building on our left there, that's actually where you can put oh god. So you can put straw in that, and it basically gets sold. So we're going to overload that, so just press the triangle button and we're going to overload that into our silo. And what you can do is when you can park under, let's go this way, I'll show you, I'm going the wrong way. But if you wish to drive under this dispensing pipe there, you can choose which grain you want to put back into your lorry, and then you can go and sell it somewhere, a selling point. So guys, I think that's about it. I'll just see if there's anything else I can give you a quick demo of. If you just bear with me, folks. So here we are, guys. Now we are at a baling machine, a baler and a tractor. Now I'm hoping this is going to work, but there is a limit how many bales you can actually have in the farm, and once it reaches that limit, you can't bale any more up. But we'll actually try it and see. So the first thing we do is we need to start the engine. So what we need to do is lower the pickup, which is the little bit on the front. So if you watch the very front of the baler, you lower the pickup. There you go, that's the pickup. Now we need, now the baler's already unfolded, so we don't need to unfold it. So we need to turn it on, which is a triangle. Right, so what we do now is, we just zoom back a bit. I'm just going to draw you, and hopefully it'll let us do some baling. So what we do now, we just go up and down these lines. Now, these ones you can't actually hire a worker for, unfortunately. So you have to do this yourself. And that's just doing a little bit of baling, guys. So you just go up and down, up and down. As I said, this is something you can't hire a worker for, so you have to do it yourself, which is quite time consuming and quite boring. But it's all part of the game. That little bit of smudge there, that's actually some stuff, so we're going to pick that up there. So just go up and down. But there you go, that's a bit of baling, that's what you're going to see. There's two types of baling machines. There's this one which does the square bales, and there's the one that does the round bales. But that is a bit of baling, guys. So we just go up, pull that brake up the top there. Oh, run off target there, though. And again, you can sell the bales, you can use it as bedding for your animals, feed. So again, you know, it's quite good. You know, you produce your, you know, you can become self-sufficient. So that's a bit of baling. Sorry about that, guys. We had a phone call, my nightly phone call from my mother. She's 90 years old, by the way. So we have a nightly phone call, so we have to catch up with all the gossip. So the slight interlude from the game, slight break from the game. Anyway, guys, so where were we? So that's basically just some baling. So I don't want to waste too much time, sort of. This is just a quick demo of the game. What I'll do is, as I said, I'll do some short videos of a bit more serious gaming perhaps later on with these, but these are just quick demos. Right, so let's jump across to the farm, see if there's anything else we can show you guys. If you look in the distance about middle of the screen, you can see that green glow. That's actually the farmhouse and my money making machines. But anyway, guys, let's just have a jump around, see if there's anything else we can look at. So guys, here we are. We're on my wind farm, and also I've got some solar panels, I think, dotted around in here somewhere. But this is my wind farm. Also, obviously, if you eat curry when you have a wind farm. So basically, that's they produce. They're quite expensive to buy, but once you've got one, they produce monies to add to your bank account. So now here, I just want to show you this. We do a bit of fishing. I can actually, do I go far? Oh, I can walk on water. How about that? Didn't realise that. Anyway, that's the stupidity. So what we got here, guys, is that body of water. If you're with your cattle, sheep, pigs, whatever you got, you can either buy water. You can fill up at some of there's taps dotted around, old-fashioned hand sort of pumping taps. But if you come down here with your little water bowser, your water tanker, and back it into there, not too deep so you can't get it out, you can fill up water for free. But anyway, that's just a little tip if you're playing the game. So this is my little wind, my wind farm, and what I've done, I've just put them in this strip of, we'll say, wasteland, if you like, guys. And then up ahead, what I've done in between each one up here, as I was working my way down, I put in a solar panel. Now these will actually follow the sun. It's how nice the graphics are on this game actually, guys. So that lovely sort of colours in the sky up there. Shame you can't actually go up them. Again, this one's ready for straw to be picked up, but I went a bit mad with the crops and put loads of this stuff down, guys. Right, just a little hop round and see if there's anything else that I can show you guys quickly. So guys, that was really it. Nothing else to show you on this one. As I said, I'll do a proper, perhaps more of an in-depth run through of each game when I've showed you the last remaining one that I've got. But just have a look around. I mean, the graphics on this one is actually very nice, and it is. I think it's slightly better on the other one as well, guys. But anyway, that's a quick tour around Farming Simulator 17 and the different things you can have on that. So again, I think this one was in the PlayStation Plus as a free download monthly. Whether it's still there, whether it's still in the library, I don't know, guys. But again, just a bit of fun, worthwhile getting if it becomes cheap or free, which is even better. Anyway guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this visit to Farming Simulator 17, and we'll catch you on Farming Simulator 19. So for now guys, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you all again soon.